Hi, Mrs. Fawcett here. Is this your face when your teacher says you have to do story problems? I know, they can be confusing. Today I'm going to share some tips with you to help you be successful in completing story problems. We're going to look at both addition and subtraction story problems, and we'll work through one together, and then you can practice on your own. Here we go. The first thing you need to know about story problems is that there are keywords in each story problem to help you know what operation or math job you need to do in order to solve the problem. The picture you're looking at has addition keywords, and those keywords are total, increase, both, altogether, sum, plus, combine, in all, add, and join. So when you read through your story problem, look for the key words. If you see some, it will help you know what you need to do to solve the problem. Let's look at this story problem together. Now you should know that this story problem sheet looks exactly like the ones that you're going to work on. In this box right here is your story problem. That's the word problem you need to solve. Here are the tips that are going to help you solve it successfully. You can also draw a picture to help you solve the story problem. And here you're going to write the equation or the number sentence that will help you find the answer that you need to solve the problem. In this part right here, Mrs. Fawcett is going to ask that you please prove to your teacher why your answer is correct. Okay, let's read the problem. The problem says, Jill is 6 years old. On her way to school, she saw 4 dogs. On her way home, she saw 3 dogs. How many dogs did Jill see altogether? I have always found that it's a really good idea to read the story problem twice to make sure that you understand exactly what it's saying to you. Remember, good readers turn on their brain TVs and picture the words in their head. That's the reason why reading is so important, even in math. So get your brain TVs turned on and let's read through it one more time. Jill is 6 years old. On her way to school, she saw 4 dogs. On her way home, she saw 3 dogs. How many dogs did Jill see altogether? Okay, let's look at the tips. These right here are the tips. The first thing it says for you to do is to circle the numbers. Well, I can do that. I'm going to go through and circle the numbers. I see a 6, I see a 4, and I see a 3. Okay, then underneath that it says underline the key words. I see that key word. Do you see it too? It's the very last word. It says altogether. I bet I'm going to add in this story problem. Then it asks me to box the question or the problem. What does it want me to solve? Okay, I'm going to read through it one more time just to make sure that I know. Jill is 6 years old. On her way to school, she saw 4 dogs. On her way home, she saw 3 dogs. How many dogs did Jill see altogether? Okay, they're asking me how many dogs Jill saw altogether. Not my best box, but it's just for me, so it's fine. The last tip says to eliminate or get rid of information you don't need. What information don't I need? Jill is 6 years old. Well, I have the number 6 circled. Is that going to help me figure out how many dogs Jill saw on the way to and from school? Nope. Sometimes numbers are in story problems and you won't need them. I'm just going to get rid of that 6 because that information, that number, is not important to me. But the number 4, which is the number of dogs she saw on the way to school, and the number 3, the number of dogs she saw on the way home, those 2 numbers are important because that's how I'm going to figure out how many she saw altogether. In this box here, we're going to draw. Now this is where some of my friends get confused or distracted. They start acting like it's art class rather than math class. You don't have to draw perfectly, and you don't even have to draw dogs. In fact, your teacher probably doesn't want you to draw dogs because it takes too long. You have about 30 seconds to complete your drawing, so Mrs. Fawcett is just going to use circles. I need to draw the 4 dogs she saw on her way to school. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4 circles. Okay, then I'm going to put a line here because now I'm going to draw the number of dogs she saw on the way home. And I know that she saw 1, 2, 3. Look, that's not a very good circle, and I'm not even worried about it. Okay, I'm looking to figure out how many dogs Jill saw all together. In this area here, right here, I need to write my math equation, my number sentence. I know it's going to be an addition sentence because my key word was all together. I know that she saw 4 dogs on her way to school, and I know that she saw 3 dogs on her way home from school. Now, how am I going to figure out 4 plus 3? Well, there's a lot of strategies you could use. You could simply count the number of circles that you have drawn on your paper. You could put the number 4 inside your head and count up 3. Or you could remember your doubles fact. Either 4 plus 4 is 8 with 1 less, or 3 plus 3 is 6 with 1 more, and you will be able to solve the problem. I'm going to count the number of dogs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I know that Jill saw 7 dogs on her way to and from school today. My answer is 7 because I added 4 plus 3 and I came up with the answer 7. I added because it asks me how many dogs Jill saw all together. The next picture that you're looking at is your subtraction keywords. Subtraction keywords are take away, decrease, remain, difference, minus, how many more, fewer, and left. When you read through your story problem, look and see if you have some of those words. If you do, then you'll know that the math operation you're going to use is subtraction. Let's look at our story problem. Remember, when you do a story problem, it's a good idea to read it through it twice. So I'm going to read the story problem. I'm going to picture it in my head. Here we go. 2 children saw 6 butterflies in the garden. 4 butterflies flew away. How many are left? Okay, let me read that again just to make sure I know what's being asked. 2 children saw 6 butterflies in the garden. 4 butterflies flew away. How many are left? Okay, let's check out our tips. It says circle the numbers. I can circle numbers. I circled the 2 and the 6 and the 4. Then I'm going to underline my key words. Did you see any of the key words? I did. The word left was a key word for subtraction. Box the question or problem. How many are left? That's my question. Now I can eliminate or get rid of any information I don't need. I did have a nice picture in my head of 2 children looking in a garden, but I don't really need to know that there were 2 kids. What I really need to know is that I started with 6 butterflies and that 4 butterflies flew away. I'm going to draw that picture. Again, this is math class, not art class, so I'm just going to use circles. 6 butterflies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to get rid of the 4 butterflies that flew away. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many butterflies are left? Well, I know I'm going to subtract because the key word that I have is left. I know that I started with 6, and I know that 4 flew away. 6 minus 4 equals 2. I have 2 circles that don't have a line through them. So I know that there are 2 butterflies left. My answer is 2 because I have 2 circles without a line drawn through them. See this face? This is what I hope your face looks like the next time your teacher says, "Let's do story problems."